on the bus, getting ready to head over to the opening event for the planning meeting for the World Youth Festival. Should be very exciting. Quite a good group of folks here on the bus, from different backgrounds, different countries represented.
Youth festivals are very, very important to my organization in particular, the Center for Political Innovation. Every meeting that we have begins with the pledge that was created in 1947 when the World Democratic Youth Federation was formed. Every Zoom call that we do, every conference, we begin with the pledge. We've changed the word youth for people because we have people of all ages, but we begin, we raise our right hands, we pledge that we shall remember this unity forged at the end of the Second World War, not only today, not only this year, this week, but always, and the pledge goes on. But that is such a beautiful pledge that came out of the World Democratic Youth Federation. And I must say that the youth festivals represent the best, not just of this country, but of America. A time when we stood in solidarity with Russia to defeat fascism. And they're trying to erase that from American history. And they also want to erase the fact that Russia came to the aid of Abraham Lincoln and stood with Lincoln in our effort to defeat slavery. Russia supported us in the American Revolution. The American people and the Russian people have a deep bond, but they're trying to cover that up because our leaders are not loyal to the United States. They're loyal to a decaying financial system. Well, I'm the chair of the National Preparatory Committee for the United States, and this spring we'll be bringing a delegation to the festival from the United States with representatives of the American Student Union as well as the Center for Political Innovation, who will come and participate in the festival events, meet with people from around the world, and try to build friendship and cooperation.
And I've seen that you were talking to lots of other participants here. What was their thoughts moving forward? What are they looking forward to, perhaps?
I've got to tell you, this room is oozing with optimism. People here are hopeful of a world beyond the divisions, beyond the efforts to destabilize that are coming from Washington right now, focused on winning peace through economic development. There's talk about railroads, there's talk about aviation, there's talk about education and expanding opportunities, and that's what I hear in this room. As much as the Western leaders like to portray a very negative picture of Russia, I hear nothing but hope and optimism and belief in humanity in this room, and that's why I'm inspired to be here, and I'm very excited for the spring.
Our president in Brazil also, he likes to say that we cannot get old if we are still dreaming, if we are still believing, and we are dreaming here about the new world. We are dreaming here about a world of possibilities to everyone. It doesn't matter our skin color, our religion, doesn't matter where we was born. We just want a new world for everyone.
Now, in the remarks we heard from the leader of the Movement of the First, which is a new youth-oriented organization started here in Russia, he emphasized that, unlike what Hollywood likes us to believe, you can be a hero just by being an ordinary person who loves your family, loves your community, and loves your country. And how during the Second World War, this area, this region was full of heroes who stood up to the Nazi invaders. And it's that history of ordinary people becoming heroes to fight fascist invaders that the United States and its allies around the world are trying to erase. They're literally tearing down World War II memorials. That's what these fascists installed by the United States and Ukraine have been doing. And they want to erode the history of how ordinary people stood up against the fascist threat to defend their homeland. Really moving remarks that we heard.
And one also of the proposals that we have is to sign agreements during the festival, to also make activities in preparation during these months before March, and also what is going to happen after. So also the main question is going to be what kind of regional agreements or cooperation we can have in terms of Latin America.
Since we are here gathering like a friends and a youth from different countries, almost 130 countries will be together, you will have the chance to hear the truth from someone who was living there, not from the media.
It's up to us, the youth, to promote the peace, to promote the solutions. We need to connect, we need to build network to each other, we need to understand each other. We are different indeed, but it doesn't mean that differences make us, separate. We need to understand each other.
It's always such a warm feeling at international gatherings like this, where you can see that around the world there is a real drive for unity and for peace through economic development. There really is a desire for a better world, a multipolar world beyond all of the lies we see in mainstream media. People want to rise up from poverty. People want trade and international cooperation.
It was a really great experience, meeting people, sharing experience, knowledge, and getting to know different cultures mean a lot to young people. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the organizers for their professionalism and commitment. Thank you one more all.
So we will have around 20,000 young leaders from around 180 countries when this festival actually kicks off in spring 2024. And they will be taking part in various programs, humanitarian, cultural, educational, sporting events, where they can exchange their unique perspectives, of course, on what's going on in the world in their drive to create a fairer, better, more multicultural and multipolar world, which is what they see this world, but this is not what is reflected at the moment.
Now, the figure from Venezuela who spoke referenced the Robert Serra youth movement. Now, Robert Serra was a very important political leader in Venezuela who was murdered, assassinated by enemies of the Bolivarian Revolution. And so this youth movement has been formed in Robert Serra's honor. Here's what we heard from the Venezuelan representative talking about this youth movement and why they are sponsoring the festival.
We are very grateful. My name is Mayerlin Arias. I'm the chief of the Robert Serra movement. This is a mission that was born 9 years ago in honor of our very young deputy, Robert Serra, that was killed. And in honor of him, our president made this mission to work with the young and the children, early children, to contribute to overcome the vulnerabilities that we are suffering for the blood, you know. So we're very grateful with the movement of the first. We are a lot of common, like Russia and Venezuela. We are fighting for our culture. How are you saying that? So we value this opportunity to grow in cooperation, solidarity, and build a new world where all of us were in equality. Thank you very much.
I do want to say this, though. We are quite concerned about the U.S. government retaliating against us for attending the festival. There's a case in the United States now of 3 leaders of something called the African People's Socialist Party, or the Uhuru movement, who've been indicted by the federal government as Russian agents because they attended a conference in Russia 3 or 4 years ago, and they were doing some activism on behalf of the black community, and now they are facing 10 years in prison for allegedly being Russian agents. And we have been doing everything we can to raise awareness about this case because it is showing that they could retaliate against people just for coming to conferences or just for speaking up and opposing it. And so we are prepared for that. We are preparing, we are speaking with the UN mission of Russia about having a press conference with attorneys prior to our departure in March or in February, and making clear that our travel and our participation in these events is in full compliance with U.S. law. We will not be breaking the U.S. law in any conceivable way, and that it's completely legal to do what Joe Biden should be doing, and reaching out to the people of Russia and reaching out to the people of the world and not building walls and not putting up sanctions and not isolating people.
We're out on the river here in Moscow. There's a nice buffet of food and for a nice little boat party. One way to end a nice little gathering for the council of the youth festival. So yeah, this is the final night. Was the planning meeting, the International Congress to plan the World Youth Festival. It's been an amazing experience. People from all over the world who are celebrating the emerging new economy, that believe in growth, that are opposed to the crimes of American imperialism and the fascist degrowth agenda that's coming from Washington and London. very exciting to be part of this, very exciting to bring people. I'm looking forward to what's going to happen in March at the World Youth Festival.
We're coming to Sochi, and no one's going to hold us back. And we're proud of what we're doing. We are the real American patriots. We are fully in compliance with U.S. law, so don't try and stop us. There you go.
Спасибо большое.